A lot of times we would have come out of exam hall telling, oh my holy God, what if I had those extra 2 minutes or 5 minutes? I'd have written an answer, I'd have just finished my paper, or I'd have just finished to even pass the exam. I think this is very relatable in the life of every student, no matter if the student is a medical student or any student, this happens to quite all of us. Hi, I'm Kaveri. I'm a third year medical student in BGS Global Institute of Medical Sciences, Bangalore. And in this video, I'll be talking about a few things that we can follow while writing an exam to manage our time effectively. Since I'm a medical student, I'll be talking regarding the paper in medical grounds, like a medical paper. And a medical paper is for 100 marks and we'll have 3 hours to answer the paper. Okay, so first important point is prefixing a time for each answer. Now by prefixing a time for each answer, I mean that before we go into an exam hall and before we start to write a paper, we have to fix a time that we will be giving to each answer. In a medical paper, we'll have 2 10 markers and 10 5 markers and 10 3 markers. I personally give only 1 mark to 1 for each minute that I'll be answering the paper. That accounts to about 1.5 hours. And I know that this time is very meager and a person can never finish a medical exam in 1.5 hours. But when I prefix my mind so as to write the paper in just 1.5 hours, my mind will automatically start working faster and so will my hand. In this way, I'll be able to manage my time and by the end of 3 hours, I'll finish writing the answer. So I think it is absolutely important for any student who is going to exam to prefix a time as to how much they'll be giving for each question. For a 3 marker, I usually give 3 minutes. For a 5 marker, I usually give 5 minutes. And for a 10 marker, I usually give 10 minutes. I will definitely not finish writing an answer in 3 or 5 or 10 minutes, but because my mind and my hand are in sync and we are doing their work faster, I'll be able to finish it in at least 4 or 5 minutes, 7 minutes or some 15 minutes for each question. That way I'll be able to manage time and write better because I have channelized my mind in the way I want it to work. The second important thing is to set an upper limit to the prefix time. As I already told you, it is impossible for someone to finish a medical answer in 3 minutes for a 3 marker, 5 minutes for a 5 marker and 10 minutes for a 10 marker. And I know that if I'm not able to finish the answers in this prefix time, I will be stressing out. That's why I always keep an upper limit to my prefix time. I keep 2 minutes as upper limit for a 3 marker, 3 minutes as an upper limit for a 5 marker, and 5 to 10 minutes is an upper limit for a 10 marker. This accounts to about 170 to 180 minutes, which is a total of almost 3 hours. Now when I know that I have little extra time that I can devote to each question, I will not stress out in the middle of the exam and that will motivate me to write faster and complete the rest of the paper. See, the first step, the prefixing time, and the second one, setting an upper limit to the prefix time, both these steps will automatically help you to channelize your mind better as to how you want it to work. That way your hand is also doing its work faster, and by following these two, I think you can give your best in the paper and finish the paper in the time that you want your paper to be over. That's why following these 2 steps is very important. Such is the power of self-training the mind and it will definitely work the way you want it to work. The third point is to fill your paper with as many images and flowcharts as possible. When you draw an image, you will take very little time to finish the image. It is not necessary that you have to draw a very neat and organized diagram. You have to just draw a line diagram so as the examiner will come to know that you know the concept. And when you draw flowcharts, you will not only be saving your time but also filling the page and making it look more appealing. When you draw flowcharts, you will automatically leave 1 or 2 lines in between. After each point, you put an arrow, leave a line, put an arrow, write a point, leave a line, right? So when you do this, your paper will look more and more appealing and that will obviously increase your chances of scoring higher marks. So always when you don't have time, flowcharts and images are for your rescue. Even if you have time, draw lots of flowcharts and images. It's like flowcharts aka time aka marks. It is so crucial. The fourth point for a person is to focus on or to give more importance to the questions that they are most comfortable answering. In the medical paper, I am always more comfortable answering 5 markers, so I start my paper with 5 markers first. See, when a person writes a 5 marker properly in the medical exam, there are very high chances that he will be scoring 3.5 to 4.5 marks in each question. After I finish my 5 markers, I go to 3 markers, and in 3 markers, most of the answers are very direct. So once you write those half-page direct answers, you will be getting 2.5 to 3 marks usually. And after that, my last preference will be a 10 marker. And I'll tell you why I prefer to write a 10 marker at the end. Even though you have given half an hour for each 10 marker and you've written everything possible, your chances of scoring high marks, you will have chance of scoring high marks, but that high marks is just 7 or 7.5. On the other hand, if a person has given just 10 minutes for each question, and if the person has written one page, meaningful answer, you will still be having the chances of scoring 4 to 4.5. That is even more better, right? Because you'll be saving a lot of time here, and you can devote that time to a 5 marker or 3 marker where you will have higher chances of scoring marks. And in the 10 mark question, you will always have sub questions. So what I do is, now imagine a 10 marker has 3 sub questions. I write the answer for first sub question, leave some 5-6 lines, write the second part of the second question, and then leave a little gap, write the third part, leave a little gap. And by the end of the exam, if I have excess of time, I will fill in the details in the remaining space. If I don't have time, I'll just leave it. Now I have written 3 questions and I have written 2 important points for the 3 questions. I'll still have the chance of scoring 3 or 4 marks for each of those 10 marker. If I have very little time, I'll try to put in a diagram so that my 10 marker will look appealing. The answer is little big and I have tried to cover a lot of things. And see, if a person starts with a 10 marker, I know there is a lot to write in a 10 marker. They'll obviously start filling pages. 4 page, 5 page, 6 page, but you will be having a chance of scoring only some 7 to 8 marks at the max. So why spend so much time writing a 10 marker when you can effectively give that time to a 5 marker and 3 marker and do even more better in your exams. The fifth point is to target on what questions you'll be answering first. As soon as you get question paper, it is very important for you to read and go through the question paper. I know it'll take 1 or 2 minutes for a person to read the question paper, but I think it is worth the time waste. When you read the question paper, you will easily be able to identify the questions that you know and the questions that you don't know. And once you know that you know certain questions, you can easily answer those. And at the end, you can focus on answering those questions that you don't know. I think it is important for one to put question numbers in each page before even they get to question paper. See, once you mark your answer sheet and if you leave, like I leave some 4 pages for a 10 marker, 2 or 3 pages for a 5 marker and 1 page for a 3 marker. And after I get the question paper, because marking is not allowed on the question paper, it is foul play, I just put a small tick with my pencil in those sheets where I don't know the answer to. So when I'm writing, when I come to that page where I don't know the answer, I just skip it and write the other question which I already know. And once I finish writing all the answers that I know, I take little time to think about some related answers or to just think about what I've read in that regard and try to write the answer for those questions which I don't know the exact answers for. And in this way, I'll not only be saving time, but also I'll be giving enough calm mind for the end of the paper where I can think and answer those questions which I don't know answering. And I think everyone can follow this, and reading question paper in the beginning is a must for everybody because it is such a lifesaver and it is going to help you like anything. And one more most important thing for a person to preset the number of pages they'll be answering each questions in. Now, as I already told you, I give 4 pages for a 10 marker, 2 to 3 pages for a 5 marker and 1 page for a 3 marker. And even though you know the concepts in depth, even though you know the answers for few questions in depth, even though you're well versed and if you're a pandit in that topic, it's completely okay. You will not score, a higher marks than the set marks. If a question is for 5 marker, whatever the amount of answer you write, you will get 4.5 or 5 at the max and not more than that, right? So don't go beating around the bush. Let your answers be crisp, and you try to finish your answers in the time that you have already given it and the number of pages that you have already set in. If you don't set a page prior, you just tend to overwrite the answers, and that does not help you for boards at any cost. So always preset the time and preset the number of pages. When you mark the question numbers in each page beforehand, you will know, yeah, I have given this much page for this answer and that's it. Now the next page has other question number and I have to write that answer. In this way, you will save a lot of time. And the key to write a paper effectively always is to not take any stress when you're answering. If you don't know some questions, just leave it. Think about it at the end. Whatever you know, you answer it first. And always let your answers be crisp. Fill in your pages with lots of images and flowcharts. That's going to make your paper look a lot appealing for the examiner, and it will increase your chances of scoring higher marks. Because I am a medical student, I have spoken in this video regarding how I write a medical paper. You can follow the same strategies as to prefixing a time, keeping an upper limit for your prefix time, writing what type of questions you're comfortable with first, writing the questions you know first, filling your pages with flowcharts and images holds good for any subject for that matter, for any course for that matter. If you follow these set of steps, I think you'll be able to perform even more better in your exams as on a whole. Okay, so these techniques apply for all the courses generally. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, do consider subscribing to my channel for more videos on health, wellness and medical life. And it will be very great of you if you just hit that like button and share my videos with your friends and subscribe to my channel. That's all for now. Thank you. Bye bye.